Peru is a country of history, culture, beauty, and adventure, with a full spectrum of possibilities for travelers. The ancient Inca city of Machu Picchu is one of the highlights of any trip to South America, but there is much more to discover throughout Peru. You can take a boat trip on the highest navigable lake in the world, look out over one of the deepest canyons in the world, try your luck sandboarding in the dunes, hike in the Andes, or fish for piranha in the Amazon. In today's video, let us have a look at top 10 best places to visit in Peru. At number 10. LIMA'S Historic Center. LIMA'S Historic Center is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The city was founded in the 1500s and, although many of the original structures were destroyed, it still holds significant historical value and is a beautiful place to wander around. One of the most pleasant places to visit in Lima is the main square, Plaza de Armas, in the heart of the city's historic district. A majority of the structures were rebuilt following the devastating earthquake of 1746. At number 9. Puerto Maldonado in the Amazon. Just a half-hour flight from Cusco, Puerto Maldonado is a key jumping-off point for tours of the Amazon. This is a completely different experience than what you will find in other parts of Peru, with hot humid jungle and a chance to see all kinds of unique wildlife. Caimans, capybara, monkeys, parrots, turtles, and piranhas are what you can expect to find in this part of the country. At number 8. Arequipa's Historical City Center. Arequipa, at more than 2,300 meters, is often regarded as Peru's most beautiful city. Set against a backdrop of snow-capped mountains, the city center is a designated UNESCO World Heritage Site. Arequipa's main claim to fame is the old architecture constructed of CR stone, a volcanic rock that radiates a bright color in the sunlight. Most of the colonial buildings in the historic city center are made from this stone, giving rise to its nickname of the White City. At number 7. The Sacred Valley. Less than an hour's drive north of Cusco is the beautiful Sacred Valley and the towns of Pac, Urubamba, and Ollantaytambo. This fertile valley has many Inca ruins worth exploring but is also a peaceful area to spend some time wandering through markets or soaking up local culture. Main highlights in the valley are the Pac ruins, the Sunday market in Pac, and the ruins and fortress at the beautiful little town of Ollantaytambo. At number 6. Nazca Lines. The mysterious Nazca Lines are an unusual sight that will leave you with a sense of awe. These huge images on the desert floor were relatively undiscovered until planes flying over the area in the 1920s saw the lines from the air and realized they formed distinct patterns and images. Until that time there was some recognition of the hillside drawings near Nazca and Paracas, which can be seen from ground level. However, the huge drawings on the flat desert floor are so large that it requires an aerial view to be appreciated. At number 5. COLCA Canyon. Although it was once thought to be the deepest canyon in the world, COLCA Canyon, Canyon del Colca, twice as deep as the Grand Canyon, is the second deepest after nearby Cotahuasi Canyon. The canyon reaches a depth of 3,400 meters and is the result of a seismic fault between two volcanoes. At the base far below is a winding river. The COLCA Canyon area has been inhabited for thousands of years and was home to the Calagua, Cabana, and eventually the Inca peoples. Stone terracing along the canyon walls dates to 8800 and is still in use today. At number 4. Lake Titicaca. The sparkling blue water of Lake Titicaca is surrounded by rolling hills and traditional small villages. The lake area is a mix of beautiful scenery and culture that sets it apart from other regions of the country. Sitting at 3,820 meters above sea level, Lake Titicaca is known for being the highest navigable lake in the world. A boat trip to the islands and surrounding villages is the best way to appreciate the lake. One of the main tourist attractions is the Uros floating islands, Islas Flotantes, which sustain small communities of Uros Indians. At number 3. Cusco's Architectural Treasures. Walking through the streets of Cusco is like wandering through a museum, with history built upon history in this UNESCO World Heritage Site. Inca ruins have been used in the foundations of many of the lovely old colonial buildings lining the narrow roads, showcasing the city's long history. The main square, Plaza de Armas, in the city center is home to the Cathedral and La Compañía, two equally impressive structures. At number 2. The Inca Trail. The famous Inca Trail is a 4-day hike, which terminates at Machu Picchu, and is regarded by many as the highlight of their trip to Peru. This scenic trail is often more demanding than what many people are expecting, but also more rewarding. A couple of different starting points for the Inca Trail exist, but the traditional 4-day hike begins at km 82 of the Cusco, Aguas Calientes rail line. At number 1. Machu Picchu. Perched high upon a ridge, 300 meters above the Urubamba River, the majestic Inca city of Machu Picchu is one of the most dramatic settings of a ruined city anywhere in the world. Almost as impressive as the ruins themselves is the spectacular backdrop of steep, lush, and often cloud-shrouded mountains. Standing near the caretaker's hut, looking out over Machu Picchu, the jungle-covered mountains, and the river far below, you can imagine why the Incas chose this place to build their city.